All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We have Cumber, who has recently been EZA during the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration, and one of the EZAs that kind of like Jeets, I'm not overly impressed with. Like Jeets, they straight up just kind of killed him, and I just lost all interest. Cumber just looks like the most basic EZA out of the bunch. There isn't really going to be anything special. Like, he literally doesn't have anything special to his kit. What's also not going to help the case of him being better than that is the fact I only have him at 55%. But if you didn't manage to get any dupes in him like me this year, then this is kind of probably going to further my point. To be fair though, he doesn't actually link too badly with Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. You know, he does have Saiyan Raw, he has kind of typical Saiyan links like Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Prepared for Battle, those type of links. So he does have somewhat of a decent slot 1 unit next to him, which does help him quite a bit. But in terms of what he actually does, yeah, no, I'm not too impressed from reading his details. But he does start with a 314k attack stat, which is not too shabby at all. 130k defense. It's probably just going to be the case of like solid numbers, and that is literally it. And that's all he's got going for him, which in Dokkan, that's only going to get you so far nowadays. 3.2 million attack stat. 3.2 million attack stat. Now, I think I know for a full fact that this isn't the case, but I'm gonna check just to be sure. Okay, no, I did SA 15 him. That is just what he's putting out. The only two links he's missing is transform, which is key and tough as nails, which I'm pretty sure is defense. Yeah, it's defense plus 15%. And that's it. I know he doesn't have any dupes, but 3 mil, like, I'm not going to do too much with that. Not to mention his defense isn't really in an impressive spot, even once he super attacks as well. Like, his defense is okay, it's just nothing special. But after EZAing, he is an extreme class lead, giving key plus 3, HP and attack and defense plus 100%. On super attack, he does greatly raise attack and defense, which is good, just you're not really doing too much with that. He also causes immense damage to an enemy and greatly lowers attack and defense. On his passive, he's getting key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 200% at the start of turn. He gets an additional defense plus 50% within the same turn after receiving an attack, which, you know, he's a slot 2, slot 3 unit if you're going to use him. Once he super attacks, at least he'll have like an extra bit of coverage to then get hit, to then get that 50% defense. Even with the extra 50% defense, I think there's probably only a few red zone bosses in the game, or at least some of their phases, where he's going to be able to tank even just their basics somewhat well, and that's probably about as far as he goes at tanking. He also has a high chance of stunning superclass enemies after receiving an attack, which is all well and good, but the harder content in the game is literally just all around extreme class enemies. Red zone, there's no superclass enemies, even though, to be fair, I don't think he's completely viable there anyway, especially at 55%. He's not like an ideal candidate. So I do think his range probably goes as far as ESBR. So, I mean, I guess him kind of getting that high chance to stun against superclass enemies doesn't really matter too much if that's the case, especially because there aren't too many red zone stages where you can actually stun anyway, especially during a boss's final phase. So it doesn't really matter in general. But with support from the Supreme Kai of Time right now, he's up to a 355k attack stat and 148k defense pre-super. Of course, we're going to let him get hit. He's going to get the extra 50% defense. Then he's going to greatly raise his attack and defense by 50% on super as well. I mean, this is actually probably going to hurt him a little bit. Yeah, just a little. And then with the support, how much he's putting out on super? 3.66 million. Again, he's only at 55%, but the dupes are only going to help him so much. Don't get me wrong, hitting an additional with him, I mean, he can actually still hit an additional super because he isn't a fizz unit. So since he's a fizz unit, he does have that 5 built-in additional. But the dupes definitely would help him hit an additional where he can greatly raise his attack and defense twice, which would definitely help him. But again, the dupes are only going to do so much. He then gets an additional attack plus 50% and performs a critical hit when the target enemy is stunned. And that's the thing, there's only a finite amount of content in Dokkan where you can stun. You know, you're not going to take him in red zone, so it doesn't really matter anyway. The harder content outside of red zone right now, consistently anyway, is ESBR. So, I mean, to be fair, that's probably as far as his ability goes. So again, it doesn't matter that, you know, that he isn't really going to get that all the time. But yeah, I mean, the extra attack plus 50% isn't going to do that much for him. It's just not going to do that much for him. It might take him just over a 4 mil attack stat, and that makes him obviously better, but that's still only kind of like okay. I literally brought Mira with me just to kind of see where his defense is with Tough as Nails active, and it only goes up to what, 150k. Like, his defense doesn't even increase that much with Tough as Nails active, and that is literally the only reason I brought Mira. I need to lose health because I need to turn him into Giant Ape. I mean, I don't really care too much what he's doing when he transforms into the Giant Ape, because when you transform into a Giant Ape, like, you're just, they don't do much. Like, the Giant Ape transformations and Raid transformations, to me, just aren't that good. But for the sake of the video, I need him to get, well, I need us to get down to 50% HP or lower, so we can transform into the Giant Ape. Which then, once he is a Giant Ape, he'll greatly raise attack temporarily, cause destructive damage with a medium chance of stunning, and in his passive, he'll get a key plus 3. You know, I can't actually decide which EZA I'm the least. I can decide which EZA I'm the least fan of. I'm the least fan of Jeets, just because I don't know why they decide to remove all the extra defense he gets and swap it for attack. Like, they literally just kind of just killed his EZA. So much so that I have no interest in doing a video on him, just because he's just, no, he just does okay damage and that's it. But yeah, Cumber is definitely a close second, if not tied, for being probably the worst EZA from the Dragon Ball Heroes batch. But here we go. I mean, at least you got kind of a cool animation of him turning into a Giant Ape. But yeah, I've already said this so many times, I'm not a fan of Rage and Giant Ape transformations. Like, yes, it's a turn of basically free damage, but it's free chip damage. You're not doing that much, and that's it. That's literally all they are. I know that's all they've ever been, but they don't really do too much. They don't help you too much. They're nothing special. Like, yeah, it's cool you transform into one, especially with like 2022 Dokkan animations, but like 1.8 million attack stats, what am I going to do with that in like red zone? Nothing really. It's just a 3 turn of doing some chip damage. But yeah, that's EZA Cumber. As I said at the start of the video, he has nothing special going for him. And I think this video at 55% kind of really shows that. He is nothing special whatsoever. Okay damage. Again, this is all at 55%. Yes, there is room for improvement. But it's only going to do so much. And I think if I had dupes in him, I'll probably be even more disappointed. But okay damage, okay defense, and he can stun, which you can only do in like a handful of events in the game. But do know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.